back to Chase Young. It's a huge day in sports. Chase Young, former #2 overall pick out of Ohio State. Now defensive ends for the 49ers. Ohio State, Nick Bosa, #2 overall pick. Ohio State, Chase Young, #2 overall pick. Number 17 overall pick in Eric Armstead. Number 89 overall pick in Hargrave. That defensive line is loaded with talent, but does Chase Young solve the Niners' issues?
I think it helps out the issue, right? Because we talked about this before, and you guys thought it was a Brock Purdy issue for the Niners. I think it's a defensive problem. And you bring in another defensive end who's good, who's young. I got to see a little bit more from Chase Young, just being honest. Good friend of mine. A lot of talent, but I got to see more. I think on this defense, they got to do more with the defensive fronts, right? You can't just line up 4 down front and let Bosa just rush. You need more than that. We see so many guys like Michael Parsons. You watched the game last Sunday. They moving around. He's standing up. He's down. He's on over the guard. He's doing different things. Aaron Donald, he was one of my good friends. We talk about how do you get your best pass rusher on different matchups, mismatches? How do you do that? You can't just line them up and just let them go rush. So I got to see the way they use them. I think a lot of issues they have are against the run and getting pressure. I think he helps out with the pressure. We'll see what happens.
Why you don't seem that excited? #2 overall pick, you know the talent is there, you know Chase Young, obviously, but you don't seem as excited. Niners fans, I know, they are ecstatic right now because they know that they can try to go win it all with an addition like this. Why such a calm temperament from you?
I got to see more from Chase Young, right? Just being honest, I got to see more from him. Even when he was with Washington, it's very rare that a team will let their second pick overall go.
Second overall.
In the third year? Fourth year? It's re-up time for a reason. So I just got to see more from him. I think he has a lot of potential, a lot of talent. He's a really, really good player. I just got to see more from him. That's it. He got injured. We didn't get to see much after that. But it's a fresh start. One thing I say when players get to a new team, new opportunities, it's a fresh start. Everything that happened in the past is over. It's a new relationship. Yeah. You know, I might have did some things in the past with this ex-girl, but this girl, you get my all. We gonna find out.
Chase Young off to his best start, obviously. 7.5 starts as a rookie. He made the Pro Bowl, James Jones. But then he got hurt. Joy Taylor, 1.5 sacks the next year. No sacks, obviously. Much maligned third year. Now in his 4th year, already has 5 sacks. The Niners desperately need that. Is he solving their issues?
He's helping. You know, because you guys think it's a defensive problem. I think it's a Brock Purdy problem when you talk about issues, and he's not going to help on the offensive side of the ball. But I think he's helping. And I was thinking about this. I played against some really good Niners defense to where they had Golson, they had Whitner, they had, Patrick Willis, they had Navarro Bowman. But on the front line, they had Justin Smith.
Yes, sir.
They had Alden Smith.
Yes, sir.
They had Brooks, right? So it was really hard for us to have success because they did not have to blitz. They rushed 4, and they were able to get after Aaron Rodgers with those 4 and be able to drop 7 in coverage. This helps that. When you talked about blitzing yesterday, Steve Wilkes don't like to blitz a lot. You talked about that. So this helps that. Now I have 4 guys that can really rush the passer and get after the passer, and I don't have to bring any pressure, and you can't just double-team Bosa anymore. So I think it helps. But solving the problems, I don't think so, because I think this is a Brock Purdy problem, and Brock Purdy has to be the one to solve these problems. But Chase Young is definitely going to help this Niners defense.
Yeah, I think he helps. I don't know about solve, but he definitely helps. And I think Shady is making a very good point. This is a player that came into the league with a lot of hype, he's extremely talented. He's having a good year, 5 sacks already, and he's getting a new start. There's a lot of conversation about him in Washington. Is he disappointing? Is he lived up to the hype? Well, now he's going to a place where not only do they need him, but he gets another opportunity to show how good he really is. And he's going into a place that needs him. He's going into a place where he can complement an already great player. I think it's a great situation. It's a good ad. I see why Niners fans are excited about it, and it makes sense. To go as far as to say it solves it, well, I'm with you. I think the biggest problem is on the other side of the ball. There's plenty to fix on the defensive side of the ball, but the biggest problem lies, for me right now with the Niners, with the most important position, which is the quarterback position. But I definitely think it helps. There's nothing negative about this move for me.
Let me ask y'all a question, though.
Talk to us.
If they'd have took Sweat instead of Chase, would y'all have felt better about that?
I would have.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, I think I wouldn't have felt better because I think they're going to use him the same.
Yeah.
You went to get another pass rusher, so you don't got to bring a lot of blitz.
I just think Sweat would have been a better move. I remember in 2020 with the Bucks, won the championship, you know, rings and things. And I remember the whole game plan, it wasn't for Chase Young, which is surprising. You know, like on offense, you don't really know much is going on with the defense. You just know names. Oh, they playing Chase Young, they playing da-da-da. But a lot of the help was going on the Sweat on the other side. And that was alarming to me. Like, how the heck So then I start watching. He is a really good talent. I just got to see more to really believe and feel great about this move. That's all.
It was a coincidence, Tupac.
He got all these sacks you want to show. Okay.
It was a coincidence. It was a coincidence. But that is my biggest issue, is figuring out the defensive identity. James, what's your biggest issue with the Niners heading into the bye? What do you think the 49ers' biggest concern is?
It's Brock Purdy. And the reason why I say that, because all them sacks is good. But when you're playing on short fields, you ain't really going to be able to stop too many people. They're going to find a way to get some points. Brock Purdy has been special in this league strictly because he does not turn the football over. In the last 3 games, he has 6 of them. And 4 or 5 of them is head scratchers. Like, hold on, man, you ain't seeing the right things that you was seeing the first 10 starts that you had. And that's a problem for me. That don't got nothing to do with Bosa. That don't got nothing to do with Chase Young. That don't got nothing to do with Fred Warner. And yes, they could be better, stopping the run, whatever. But as a quarterback, when you put your team in bad situations, turning the football over, or if your defense is struggling and they find a way to get a stop late in the football game, you should be able to go down there and get 3 points. You couldn't get 3 in Cleveland, and then you could not go down there and get a touchdown in Minnesota. And we seen what happened last week this weekend against the Cincinnati Bengals. So for me, this is a Brock Purdy problem. And I believe this offense is in trouble if they do not get Deebo Samuel back, because I don't know right now if Kyle Shanahan knows how to call these games. Because now I think it comes down
Hold on.
I'm not even say that.
That sounds crazy.
No, now it comes down to, I was comfortable calling everything in this playbook from Purdy. But now without Deebo in there, he's showing me that he can't handle this. It's too many turnovers. So I might have to pull this thing back a little bit and make it a whole lot simpler for him so he's not taking chances down the football field like this. And that's just being honest. If Deebo is not there to have these screen games, he has shown us the last 3 weeks that he cannot get it done pushing this ball down the football field. And if he does, it's turnovers. So as an offensive coordinator, like Mike is trying to protect Dak, you're going to have to try to find some ways to protect Purdy.
We're going to revisit that later.
Absolutely.
Joy, very interested. What is the Niners' biggest concern headed into the bye?
Yeah, it's Brock Purdy. It's Brock Purdy, because whether the DNA of this team is defense or not, he still plays the most important position. And as good as this defense is going to be and can get back to, and we've seen them be, you're going to have to play from behind sometimes. It's the NFL. You're not always going to play with a comfortable lead. It's not always going to be comfortable. And what it seems like with Brock Purdy is, if he's pressing, he's turning the ball over. Well, that means we got to revisit to some basic fundamentals with this very young quarterback. So you going into the bye, yes, obviously the defense is a concern. How you've been playing overall is a concern. But Brock Purdy turning the ball over and looking like he has forgotten how to play fundamental football is a problem. Because even if the defense gets marginally better, and you're going up against a tough team, and this team is built for the postseason. The regular season's fine, but the Niners have aspirations in the postseason. You're going to be going up against the other best defenses in the league.
True.
So you've got to play from behind.
How much you go? Go ahead. I'm next.
Brock Purdy is my concern, yes.
All right. You can tell I'm actually against him. You can tell, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. So you guys think that once they get a healthy Trent Williams, who's probably the best player on the whole team, right?
Yeah.
Defense and offense.
Yeah.
When they get Deebo back, do you think the offense will be better?
I do think the offense
Yeah, I
will be
think.
better.
Okay.
Brock's needs
Okay. Right.
them.
So they'll be better. So we can. Trent and Deebo's coming back. They are coming back.
Yep.
On the defensive side, though, how can they be better? Because I watched Kirk Cousins with no receivers other than a rookie, Jordan Addison, then with the Pitt, then with the USC, dominate. They lost that game up and down the field, right? Then I watched Joe Burrow. Well, they've been struggling for a while. They slowly getting together, had a little bye week. Now they came to the 49ers and went to work up and down the field.
Yeah.
You can't explain that to me because
Yes,
I can't.
Yes, I can.
I can't. You can because I can't.
Answer it for you?
I'm not done.
All right. Okay.
When I get
I'm gonna answer that when you're done.
The problem has to be the defense. You talked about the DNA of this team not mattering, right? I don't believe that. For the last 4 or 5 years, the reason why everybody talked about it don't matter who the quarterback is for the Niners, why is that? Why?
Because of the defense.
Because of the defense. You played for Green Bay when they went up there, when you had the #1 seed, right? Was you there or you left? But you know about it.
When Cap,
You know about it.
I lost to the Niners a couple times.
Yo,
Don't
check
bring up
this
old
out.
Stuff. Yes, I did.
They haven't changed. The reason why we love Brock Purdy so much is the storyline.
Yeah.
He's not a first round or a second round draft pick. They didn't nobody thought of him. Every team passed over again for a reason. He was with the last pick in the draft. The storyline is great. This guy comes in there, last pick in the draft, goes 10-0, right? That's what's the big thing. He could do that because the defense was so good. That's why the storyline was so great. The thing is, the defense was so good, we're going to stop the run, we're going to get turnovers, we're going to run the ball, we're going to win games. Have a quarterback control the game. All the different quarterbacks they had for the Niners, they were okay. Jimmy G wasn't nothing special. He been trash. He been weak. You see what he's doing now? That was the same guy. In the playoffs against the #1 seed Packers with Aaron Rodgers and all that, Devontae Adams, they were really, really good. They didn't beat the Niners. Wasn't because of no great offense, was it, James?
No
defense. It was because they played great defense.
Really good.
And they ran the rock. They did that year, the next year, and the next year. That's how they play football.
Yeah.
So as much as we want to talk about Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft, because he played well for 10, 11 games, that's where the hype came from. But the real DNA, the real thing that makes the Niners go is not Brock Purdy, it's the defense and the running game.
Yeah, can I respond?
You can try. You can try.
No, I'm gonna
you know what I mean?
right? Because this is different for the offense and the defense. This is different for Brock Purdy because Brock Purdy's playing from behind. This is different from the defense because they're playing from behind. It is not this offenses that they're playing against is one-dimensional now. You got what I'm saying? When they're going up in these ball games, these offenses is one-dimensional. They have to throw the football. So, yes, you're not going to run it that much. You're going to look good stopping the run, and you're going to drop 7, and both of them going to get after the quarterback. Now that your young quarterback is turning the football over and you're not getting leads, these offensive coordinators could run it, can screen it, can throw the ball down the field, and you're struggling with that strictly because you're not playing with leads. And the reason why you're not playing with leads is because the young quarterback is turning the football over, putting you guys in short situations. And now this defense has to cover every play in the playbook. When they played the Cowboys, when they was on that winning streak, they wasn't playing from behind. They was playing up. So Brock Purdy could be safe with the football. You can throw these 1-yard routes and turn into 20 and all that. Now you're losing. So you have to call plays as an offensive coordinator to push the ball down the field to try to get some chunk plays. Brock Purdy cannot do it. That's the same thing on the defensive side of the ball, Shady.
Let me chime in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, it's good conversation.
I'm ready for it.
Great conversation. I don't know that it's accurate, but it's a great conversation.
I agree.
The only reason I say I don't know that it's accurate, James, and I love watching film more than I like watching games. Because last night I'm watching film, and you know when you watch tape, it shows you the plays, but then it shows you the score, and then it shows you the plays. And every time the offense, I was only watching 49ers defensive clips. So 49ers defensive clips, I was watching them, then I started watching Niners offensive clips. When I watched the Niners offense, it would be like 7. Then I'd watch the Niners' next offensive drive, and it'd be like, score was 14 Bengals. Then I watch the next Niners offensive drive, like, God, dog, score 17. The reason I say I don't know if it's accurate, remember the Bengals versus the Niners. First drive, 10 plays, touchdown.
Touchdown.
Second drive, 6 plays, touchdown. Third drive, 9 plays, thank God, missed field goal. Fourth drive, 9 plays. Remember, 11 plays before the half fumble. Thank God, fumble.
What's the offense doing in this?
Offense was going punt, touchdown, punt, field goal. So there were no turnovers.
Look at him.
So
look at him. We talk to him.
The only
going. That's 4 drives.
But my only point I'm making is, because I don't think there's a wrong answer.
It is.
Brock Purdy has an issue. I think the defense has issues. The only point I'm making is the Niners' DNA is we can't give up 14 in the first 2 drives. Now, if
they're
Brock
not
throws
built like that.
Correct. But the point I'm making is it wasn't the Niners' offense that put the Niners behind the 8 ball. It was the Niners' defense that put the Niners behind the 8 ball.
3 turnovers?
Okay.
They had 3 turnovers.
But I don't disagree with you. But remember when they happened.
I want to hear Shady.
Remember when they happened, because if the turnover, Rams game, Rams-Cowboys, 3rd possession for the Rams, Matthew Stafford pick 6. But that wasn't the case for the Niners. The Niners had the turnovers after the defense already put them in a hole. You track with me? So if it was Brock Purdy pick 6 early, I'd be like, you are right. But the Niners were already in a hole because of the defense.
Yeah, they were in a hole because of the defense. But sometimes that happens. So are you capable offensively with one of the greatest offensive minds in the league, on top of the fact that you're missing some key offensive pieces, but you still have Christian McCaffrey. You still have other weapons out there. You can't dial anything up.
It doesn't happen. The only thing I'll say is it does happen. It does not happen to the Niners.
Okay, well, then you got to reevaluate how you built it. Then you need to reevaluate how you built the team if you're the Niners.
I don't think so.
Let's slow down for a second. This is real football here. Hold up. They are built a certain way because that's how they built it. They didn't build that defense like that is just because how it is. Because they got lucky.
No, they built it that way.
So what I'm saying is that's how they play.
No tease.
The thing is, no, I'm being serious. The thing is with Brock Purdy, the narrative a little bit changed with the Niners because how well he was playing. Oh man, he's playing, he's throwing the ball deep, he's on that. It changed a little bit, but that's who they are. They are a defensive team. They don't go up. You ain't scoring every drive. The first 2 drives with the Niners. They're never doing that. Because that's it. They don't win like that. They win, we're going to stop the ball. We're going to get great field position. You're going to punt this thing 3 and outs. That's how they play.
So you guys think if they fix this defense in the next, after the bye, Brock Purdy's just going to go back to...
I think he'll be better. You know why? Because he won't be pressing. Real quick, and I'm going to stop real quick. The same thing, watch this. Andy Reid, right? Every team, and coach, they have the way style they play. You think Andy Reid's trying to get a great defense? No. I'm going to get some good defensive players, right? There's a couple of them.
Ty Matthews, Chris Jones, Nick Bolton's.
Right. And I'm going to have a great... I'm building my team on the offense. That's what they do. Yeah. When they had issues, they didn't have a lot of money. But the issue they had, defense and offensive line. What are we going to do first? Yeah. Offensive line.
So who do you
have? Let James get in here. Get James.
I just want to say this.
What you got to say, brother? The little Jerry Kill and all that?
Niners are built on defense. We can all agree on that.
Yes.
Of course. What have they won? Nothing, because they have not won a Super Bowl. Sure. What have we been saying they needed to win a Super Bowl? A quarterback. Oh, if they could just get a quarter. We thought Brock Purdy was the quarterback. He was, the first 5 weeks, he was in the MVP conversations. The last 3 weeks, you could put him at the bottom of the league at quarterback play. He's turning the ball over 6 times. So for the Niners to go where they are trying to go and win, you need this quarterback to play well. He cannot play like this if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, built on the defensive side of the ball or not. And I played against some of the great Niners defenses. But if the quarterback doesn't make plays, it ain't gonna matter. They are not going to win a Super Bowl. They're not going to beat Philadelphia. They're not going to beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Whoever is going to be there.
But they're going to get there.
They might get there, but what's the goal, Shady?
See, that's the thing, though, right? Because everybody loves to say that, win a Super Bowl. Like, it's just so easy to do. That's the thing to say. We want to win a Super Bowl. That's what everybody says, right? But the real thing is, you got to get there, though.
100%.
Right? So the way that they built their team, James Jones, the way they've been playing for all these years, they can get to Super Bowl. Because everybody can't do that.
But the reason why they
everybody can't do that
is because the quarterback ain't made no plays. The quarterback had to make plays.
It's easy to say to win championship. You got to get there.
Yeah, you won some, and I won one. I know it's hard.
What I'm saying, they show you.
No, the defense. That's what I'm saying.
It's like, I agree with everything that James is saying except for this. They're not getting there because of the defense. Brock Purdy, to win it, of course Brock got to play better.
But you have more confidence.
Great point.
You have more confidence that the defense is going to get back to playing at a high level, or that Brock Purdy is going to get back to playing at a high level.
I don't know. For Brock to play better, he needs his guys to get back healthy. He shows he can't do it without them.
Sorry, guys.
So no, that's a good point.
We are ignoring.
That's a good question.
No. Okay, answer real quick before we leave. He needs his guys to get healthy, but he cannot do it if his defense is not the old defense that they used to be. That's the truth of it. And they won't go to Super Bowl. And forget winning it. They won't even go.
Get there.
I'm with that.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.